Do you feel completely drained after a party, even if you had fun? Like your social battery is dead?
And on the other hand, do you know people who seem to get more energy the longer they are around others?
Welcome back to SciFluency. Today, we're diving into one of the most misunderstood parts of human personality.
It's not about being shy or being loud. It's about science. We're talking about the difference between introverts and extroverts.
But here's the twist. If you are an introvert, you might have a hidden superpower that the modern world desperately needs. Stick around to find out why. So, Clara, I often hear that introverts are just people who hate other people. Is that true? Because that sounds a bit extreme.
No, that's a massive stereotype, Leo. It's actually very far from the truth. Introversion and extroversion aren't about how much you like people. They're about how you respond to stimulation.
Stimulation? Like loud noises or bright lights?
Exactly. And social interaction is a major source of stimulation. The easiest way to think about it is the battery analogy.
I love analogies. Tell me more.
Okay, imagine that an extrovert has a battery that is recharged by being around people. The more they interact, the more energized they feel. When they are alone for too long, they feel bored or drained.
Okay, I think I know some people like that. And introverts?
Introverts are the opposite. They spend energy during social interaction. They might enjoy the party, but after a few hours, their battery is low. To recharge, they need to go somewhere quiet. They need solitude.
That makes so much sense. So a shy person isn't necessarily an introvert.
Precisely. Shyness is a fear of social judgment. Introversion is a preference for less stimulation. You can have a shy extrovert.
A shy extrovert? That sounds like a complicated life.
It can be, but the important thing is to understand where your energy comes from. It's a spectrum, too. Very few people are 100% one or the other. We're mostly somewhere in the middle, or ambiverts.
You mentioned science in the hook. Is there really a difference in the actual brains of introverts and extroverts, or is it just personality?
Oh, it's deeply rooted in our physiology. There have been dozens of studies using brain scans to look at this, and it mostly comes down to a neurotransmitter called dopamine.
Ah, I've heard of dopamine, the reward chemical.
Right. It's what gives us that feeling of excitement and pleasure when we take a risk or achieve something. The difference isn't that one group has more dopamine than the other. The difference is how sensitive our brains are to it.
Explain that like I'm 5, please.
Okay, imagine dopamine is like noise. Extroverts have a high tolerance for this noise. They need a lot of it to feel normal and energized. So they seek out stimulating environments, busy offices, big parties, new adventures.
And introverts?
An introvert's brain is much more sensitive to dopamine. For them, that same amount of noise is overwhelming. It's too much. It becomes draining instead of exciting.
So we can literally handle different levels of chaos.
Exactly. There's actually another pathway, often associated with introversion, that uses a neurotransmitter called acetylcholine.
That's a long word for our B2 learners. Acetylcholine.
Acetylcholine. This chemical is also linked to pleasure, but a different kind of pleasure. The feeling you get when you are deeply focused, reading a book or meditating. It's the pleasure of turning inward.
So science shows that we aren't being difficult. Our brains are just prioritizing different kinds of happiness.
That's a perfect summary, Leo. It's biological predisposition.
Okay, Clara. You said in the beginning that introverts have a superpower. The world right now seems built for extroverts with open-plan offices, endless meetings, and networking. How can being an introvert be a power?
It's precisely because the world is so loud that introvert skills are invaluable. The first superpower is deep work.
Deep work?
It's the ability to focus without distraction on a cognitively demanding task. Because introverts are comfortable being alone and turning inward, they can dive very deep into problems. They're often the ones solving complex issues or doing the strategic planning while everyone else is talking.
That's a big one. What else?
Superpower number 2, active listening.
Extroverts are dynamic speakers, but introverts are excellent observers.
When an introvert listens, they are processing the information, noticing the details, and thinking about a thoughtful response. In leadership or counseling, this is crucial.
I've noticed that. When a quiet person finally speaks in a meeting, everyone stops and listens because they know it's going to be something important.
Exactly. They speak to add value, not to fill the silence. And superpower number 3, meaningful connection.
But I thought extroverts were better at connecting.
Extroverts are better at wide connecting. They have a massive network of acquaintances. Introverts prefer deep connecting. They might only have a few close friends, but those relationships are often incredibly profound and loyal. In business context, this means building very strong, trusting relationships with key clients or partners.
So it's not about needing fewer people. It's about preferring depth over width.
Beautifully said, Leo.
This has been incredibly eye-opening. If you're listening to this and you realize you're an introvert, how do you survive this extroverted world? What's the final advice?
The most important thing is to honor your need for recharging. Don't feel guilty about skipping a party or needing a weekend alone. It's not a luxury, it's maintenance for your biological brain. Schedule quiet time in your calendar like you would a doctor's appointment.
And for the extroverts listening?
Give the quiet people in your life some space and maybe ask them a question, then really listen to the answer. You might be surprised what you learn.
Wow. Whether you need dopamine or acetylcholine to feel happy, we both need each other.
We certainly do.
That's all for today's SciFluency podcast. If you identified as an introvert or an extrovert, let us know in the comments below. We want to hear your experiences.
Until next time, stay curious.
And keep listening.